government has announced that a 5-day special session of Parliament will take place starting from the 18th to the 22nd of September, marking this an Amrit Kaal period as well. This information came in via the tweet of Parliamentary Affairs Minister Pralhad Joshi, who said that he was looking forward to an interesting discussion during the Amrit Kaal period. Now, this comes in at a very, very interesting time, given the fact that recently you saw the conclusion of the monsoon session of Parliament. Several bills were being passed during that session. A vote of no confidence was also moved against the government, which of course the government was able to win easily, with the opposition having boycotted the Prime Minister's speech as well. Now, this session is coming in at a very important time, given the fact that India will just be concluding the final and the key meeting of the G20, in which more than 20 world leaders and other dignitaries will be present in the national capital through the 8th to the 10th of September. Now, having said that, there are a lot of people who are speculating as to why this session has been called. Now, there is some speculation doing the round saying that probably the government is looking at bringing in some bills. There is also a doubt whether or not the government will try to introduce the Uniform Civil Code. But government sources have clearly indicated that they are not bringing in the Uniform Civil Code anytime soon as well. That's what the indication has been. Well, on their front, the government sources have been extremely tight-lipped about what the agenda as far as this session is concerned. But many are saying that probably because the last monsoon session could not take place in the new Parliament building, it is possibly a reason why the government has called for this special session for 5 days, which of course they will be discussing key issues concerning India's rise in the world, India's growth in the world platform, and also discussing the impacts of G20 and taking the Parliament into confidence, given the fact that there have been many agreements that have been signed. Now, the monsoon session of Parliament was to take place in the new building, but of course because of the work not being finished, that could not really happen. And the opposition parties had been pulling up the government, saying that on one front the government was in a hurry to inaugurate the Parliament. When the new Parliament building was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the 28th of May, then why this session could not really happen. Now, during the end of the year, when the winter session will take place, that is going to be around the corner, when 3 state elections will also really be happening as well. So, symbolically, this holds in a very important period during which the session can be held, and that's one of the reasons many people say that this session is being held for 5 days. We've also seen a similar session being held for a few days when India turned 50, in the year 1997, when a session was called in to discuss the Amrit Kaal period as well. So it remains to see as to what really happens and what really transpires. As of now, there is a lot of speculation. There is also speculation amongst the public on many platforms, especially in political parties, whether or not the government is looking at bringing in early elections as well. But what we are given to understand by way of government sources is that the government will not be bringing in early elections as well. And with a majority like the Narendra Modi government has in both the Lok Sabha as well as the Rajya Sabha, and essentially in the states, it is pretty unlikely that they will push for early elections 2024. But all eyes on this special session, even though the opposition parties say that they will continue to raise the demand, to demand answers on key issues, including why there has been a rise in the inflation and why there has been no action and why there has been no steps that have been taken as far as the Adani stock issue is concerned.
पार्लियामेंट के इतिहास में कभी भी त्योहार के समय वो नवरात्रि हो या गणपति हो, पार्लियामेंट का सेशन कभी हुआ नहीं। अब इन्होंने गणपति के त्योहार में सप्तमी त्योहार से भी गणपति की आराधना करने का जो कार्यकाल होता है, उस 11 दिन में इन्होंने अपना अधिवेशन लगाया। ये इनका हिंदुत्व।
अभी मेरे को जानकारी मिली है प्रहलाद जोशी जी का ट्वीट के माध्यम से। पहले एक समय ऐसा आता था कि जो लोकसभा स्पीकर और राज्यसभा के चेयरमैन यानी कि देश के उपराष्ट्रपति, उनके माध्यम से एक नोटिफिकेशन हम लोग के पास आता था, मेंबर्स है। आजकल ट्वीट के माध्यम से पता चलता है प्रहलाद जोशी जी के। मगर बहरहाल सेशन बुलाया गया है, क्यों बुलाया गया है, और ये बजट सेशन मानसून सेशन तो हो चुका है, तो सितंबर में दूसरा सेशन, क्या ऐसी अर्जेंसी है? सरकार इसके बारे में जानकारी देगी। जब जानकारी देगी तो उस पर हम कमेंट करेंगे। उन्होंने कहा कि अमृत काल जो है तो अब तो उसका भी मगर क्या संदर्भ है? अमृत काल तो ठीक है, लेकिन ऐसा अमृत काल भी ना हो जब समाज में विष घोला जाए और अमृत काल कहा जाए। लेकिन क्या संदर्भ है, पहले वो हम देखें, जाने, उसके बाद उस पर कमेंट करेंगे। अब
आपको डर है कि तमाम जो बिल रुके वो तो पेश ना कर दिया जाए?
वो तो पिछला अभी सेशन चल ही रहा था, 10 दिन पहले तक सेशन ही चल रहा था, तो बिल तो जो है उस तरह तब भी कर सकती थी। तो क्या इसका संदर्भ है? अटकलें लगाई जा रही हैं, कोई कह रहा है चुनाव जल्दी हो रहे हैं, कोई कह, तो क्या संदर्भ है, सरकार बताए, क्या आवश्यकता पड़ी, सरकार देश को बताए।